Well, howdy friends and neighbors, this is Saundra out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. We're doing something exciting today on today's video. Well, exciting for me. I don't think it's all that exciting for Chuck. Every time I mention it, he just kind of shakes his head at me. But I'll give y'all a little hint. Some of you probably already know. We may have even mentioned it on a video earlier. I'm walking out to the cattle barn, do a little work, and my hint for everybody is we're going to have to change the name of this barn. Not going to be the cattle barn anymore. Stick around here, do a little work with me, and we'll talk about what we're getting ready to do. Y'all, there's something that's been missing around this farm for over a year and a half now, almost 2 years. That's getting ready to change. And I'm so excited I can't hardly stand it. Well, if you've been around our farm and you've been around our YouTube channel for very many years at all, then you'll know that we got started back in 2018 with 50 chickens and 6 pigs. And pork and pigs and the YouTube channel of showing how we take care of our pigs and how we do things with our pigs was how we got started. And that's sort of what put us on the YouTube map. For the last year and a half, almost 2 years, we've not had any pigs. And as you can see, I'm standing here in my piglet, or just outside my piglet training pen. And yes, we are getting pigs back. And we're getting them back the day before Thanksgiving. So today is Monday, and I'm getting my pig paddock ready. And I am so excited, y'all. Pigs are my thing. The idea for getting pigs, when we were living down in Greensboro at our first farm, that was Chuck's idea. He was listening to a podcast one day, and I know you've heard this story before too. He was listening to a podcast one day, and the fellow on the podcast was asked the question of which was more profitable, pigs or chickens. And he said pound for pound, ounce for ounce, workload for workload, that pigs penciled out better, much better than chicken. And so he came home and kind of asked and kind of didn't. He kind of made the statement that we were going to get some pigs. And so we started out with 6 pigs. And that's pretty much, like I said, put us on the map for our farm and for our YouTube channel. So we've learned a lot about pigs over the years. We've forgotten some things that we used to know about pigs in the last year and a half. So I'm going to get started here, getting our training pen ready, and we'll talk about what it takes to train piglets onto a single hot wire fence, because that's the way we're going to keep our pigs in here, is on a single hot wire. On some of our older videos, actually on a lot of our older videos, Chuck talks a lot about how to keep pigs, how to train them, how to keep them out on pasture, how much feed we feed them. Everything you need to know about keeping pigs is in some of our older videos. But we're going to start a new set of videos here where we talk about getting started with piglets, training them to hot wire, letting them out on pasture, and we're going to follow these piglets from their progression of their first day here at the farm to their first day out on pasture, and we'll see how it goes. So the first thing I got to do here is get ready for new piglets. And this, the first thing I got to do here to get ready for new piglets is reset this pen. And this piece of net, or this piece of paneling, is here when we caught our last set of piglets and sent them off the farm. So I've got to get this piece of paneling out of here, and let's see what's got it caught up. So the first thing we'll look at here is our cages. And these are 16-foot hog panels. And you can see they've got kind of wide squares at the top, but as you come down, they get real narrow. And that's how you can tell pig panels from cattle panels. So what we've got here is several of our 16-foot hog panels. And behind them, we've got some green T-posts. And as you can see right here, the only thing that's holding those pig panels to that T-post is just some zip ties. Now, there's several of them on there, but they're just zip ties. When pigs are young, they don't have a whole lot of strength. They've got more strength than what you think. But if you put your T-post close enough together and use enough of these zip ties, they won't be able to push that over. And to get this thing as secure as possible, you've got to get down in these corners and tie them up really well, because a piglet can push through that pretty quickly if you don't tie it up real good. And that's one of the main goals in this piglet training pen, is you don't want them, not one time, you don't want them to get out of this. If they learn they can get out of this, then the battle is lost. You've got to keep this thing really secure. So we've got several T-posts here holding these panels up, giving them rigidity. And so now the next thing we're going to do is put us up a hot wire on the inside of this training pen. When piglets are brand new and they've never seen a hot wire fence before, when they touch that to their nose, that's the first thing they're going to do, is touch their nose to that hot wire fence, and it's going to shock them. And their natural instinct is to run forward, not backwards. And that's the other key feature of this pen, is when they hit that hot wire and try to run forward, these hog panels are going to bounce them back, make them bounce back. They're not going to be able to get through it. And so that's how they learn to turn around. Instead of trying to go forward, they learn to go backwards when they get shocked. And that's the whole purpose for this training pen. So these are the supplies that I need to run my hot wire. I've got some smaller round posts, I've got some insulators, I've got my post driver, and I've got some poly braid wire here. So I'm going to go around here ever so often and put me a small post in. And you want these really close to your hog panel. We put these out before, like a foot out away from the hog panel, and what happens is the piglets will get shocked. They'll run forward and they'll get between the hot wire and the hog panel, and that's not good at all. They're sitting there, they're standing there with the metal of the hog panel on one side and the hot wire on the other side, so they're getting shocked both ways. So we want to try to avoid leaving enough room where the piglet can get between the hot wire and the panel. I'm going to try this again. But I think I'm going to have to come up with a different plan, because there is concrete or some of those pavement millings or something underneath all this dirt. And I can't drive these in at all. Yeah, I forgot. There's something underneath all this dirt and shavings and stuff that will not let me drive these. So I'm going to have to figure out something else. All right, so using those red posts didn't work at all. So I'm going to have to figure out something else. So I went out to the fencing barn, found some insulators, and I'm going to try wiring some insulators straight to the hog panels. See if we can't make something like that work. This one works good because I'm able to get tension on it with this other panel. I've got an overlapping panel here, but I don't have that all the way around, so I'm going to try to figure out something else. Let's see what we can do here. Now this is just a regular insulator that you put a nail through. And if you got a wood post to nail it to. And I'm going to try with some wire here somehow to wire it. Well, you can't tighten that stuff too tight or it'll break your wire. It's just 16 gauge wire, so it's not very robust, shall we say. That's pretty good. Try that again. It's taken me a little while to get it figured out, but I've figured out how to wire me some of these insulators up onto this panel. We'll see how it works. It's not perfect, but hopefully it'll be enough. So all I'm doing here is taking these little insulators and wiring them to the back of this panel. And it's, you know, it's not real sturdy, but you don't need a whole lot. You just need enough to keep this wire off of this panel. So we'll see how it works out. And then where I can, I'm using just my regular T-post insulators. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use one right here though. Let's see. Oh, nope, I broke it. Alright, so I've got the wire run here. It's a little bit hoopty, but that's pretty good. That one might be just a little high. I think it'll be okay. So we've got our wire run all the way around here. And our next thing is going to be figuring out water. And I've got a new drinker, a new drinking system I'm going to try out on these piglets. Let's see if we can get it figured out. So for watering these pigs, I'm going to try a new style of drinker. This is mostly used for cattle, but I think the pigs can figure it out. And what they do is they come in here and they push this little actuator in with their nose and it fills up the bowl. But in order to do this, it's got a clamp on the back of it for a pipe. And as much trouble as I was having trying to drive those little red posts in, I'm going to have a T-post for this thing. So I've brought the big guns out and I've got my gas-powered T-post driver out here, and we're going to give it a shot. If I don't beam myself with a T-post first. Oh, I may have to call in some help. man. That made my ears itch. I believe I got it. So here is my drinker. Just fine. I've got to connect my water hose before I put this down on the post because my female connection here is not, it's a fixed connection. Put it about there. We got company coming. Here comes my inspector.
What are you doing?
My inspector's here. What do you think?
I don't know what to think.
What do you think about this drinker?
I like it. I think that'll work pretty good. Get it all plugged in, hooked up. I believe it'll be fine.
Reckon they'll drink out of this?
I think they'll drink out of it. Yeah, I think they'll drink out of it. So I want y'all to know, I don't know what she said. I'm sure I'll find out. Are you going to edit this video or am I?
It don't matter to me.
I'm sure I'll find out maybe about the same time y'all do. But I want to be real clear. I'm not against this. I'm not against getting some more pigs. But I'm not enthusiastic about it. Is that a fair statement?
To say the least.
I'm not enthusiastic. This is kind of Whistle Britch's project here, so I'm gonna let her handle it, and I'll help.
All right. I think that's too high.
No, I think that'll be fine for the age that you're getting. They're 8 weeks, ain't they?
6 or 8.
I think about it. If you need lower, it's not hard to lower.
No, it's not.
It won't be hard to lower at all. That's a pretty cool little outfit, ain't it?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think I'll smear a little peanut butter on that plate there.
Heck, man, it won't take him.
See if they can't figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, knowing pigs, it won't take him about 20 minutes to figure out what that deal's for.
And I think I'm going to go to the well.
Going to the well.
Yeah, I think I'll just go over here to the freezer
Oh, okay.
instead
Okay.
of going all the way back to the shop.
I would. That's what I would. That's what I'd do. That's exactly what I'd do. And I tell you, I'd just about go right through there. Well, all that hay's in there, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, there it is, as you often say.
There it is.
Well, as you can see, I have successfully gotten water into the bowl. But I have 2 or 3 issues. A couple of them aren't that big a deal. One of them is I need to put a washer right here. Another one is one of my water hoses has sprung a leak. But my biggest issue is the valve on this bowl is open all the time. I don't know if it's dry rotted or what's going on, but I'm going to have to take it back apart and see if I can figure out what's going on with it. So I know y'all can't see, maybe you can a little bit down in there. And you see that little black rubber piece? Well, that's supposed to make the seal to keep the water from flowing. I think that thing may be dry rotted. I'm not sure. But there's some bolts on this up under here. I'm going to take it apart and see if I can get a better look at this rubber piece, this O-ring. It was barely on there. Oh man, let's see here. I hear a mouse, Maggie. I believe you need to get it. Here we are. The water is on. Let's see what happens. We have water. Now we're not going to have near the pressure we had up at the shop, so maybe that'll help that rubber seal get itself straightened back out, get some moisture back in it, and the drip won't be as bad. Finally, we got water back. Well, I believe we've got our water situation figured out here. I've also changed a couple of hoses so I don't have any leaks along the way. I'm feeling really good about this drinker now. Now we just got to teach them how to do it. Like I said earlier, I'll probably put a little peanut butter on that paddle and see if we can't get them to learning how to drink out of this bowl. So the only other thing I need to do now is get my fence energizer out here and get a roll of hay. I want them to have a roll of hay. So I'll have Chuck bring me a roll of hay. I'll get my battery on to charge, and I'll bring my Energizer box out here. I want them to get that 110 Energizer box. I don't want them to get a solar Energizer. I want them to learn the first time they touch this fence that it is extremely hot and it's something they want to stay away from. So I want this, I'm going to get my regular 110 Energizer out here on this. It should really pack a punch. No more wire than is going to be involved. So I think we're pretty much situated here. Called in a little help here. Work on the fencing box.
Gotta have a little spark on them things.
Gotta have a spark. Let's see, need to mash this. Well, you can go ahead and stick it on there.
Let's see, I need a crimper from over yonder.
Creeper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We had a major disaster with the fencing box a couple of weeks ago up on top of the hill. Gotta make a new one. Hey.
Hey.
Well, that didn't work.
That didn't work. Worth a did one. That didn't work at all. Let's get a little more aggressive with it. What do you think?
Grunt.
There
you go.
Now we got Do you want help or do you want to make fun of it?
Well, a little of both.
Mission accomplished, I reckon. Now we got to mash that just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It don't take much.
Take a little bit of the round out of it. Okay, like so.
Very nice.
I am good for something.
Every now and then.
Every now and then I'll show up with a little surprise.
Thank you, baby.
There you are. Go forth and do good things.
I appreciate you.
Welcome.
I don't really have to have a box, I guess, since it's under cover. But it would be nice to have one.
You need to work.
Somebody has found us a box. Thank you, baby.
Yep.
The last thing we need is the battery. I'm gonna need you for one more thing. I'm gonna need a bale of hay.
Okay.
Please.
I can do that. You want it now?
It's up to you. Whenever you got a minute.
It's gonna rain here.
It is. It's supposed to start about 1 o'clock. All right, so we got a positive and a negative that goes on the battery. And a positive and a negative that goes on the wire. 8,500 volts, that's pretty good. And I don't see any fault. It's not showing that there's a drain, so I think we're good. Okay, only other thing I need is a bale of hay. And we are ready for piglets. So we're at 8,500 volts on our fence here, which is not bad. I can live with that. If I wanted to make it higher, I'd rather have 10,000. I think what I'd need to do is put a little water on the base of this T-post, because this is extremely dry ground here. I think if I moistened the dirt around it, that would help my ground and that would increase my voltage. But we'll try it at 8,500 and see how they do. Actually, I need to do one more thing, which is very important. Get their feed out here. So I've got some feed over here in the sawmill barn. And I'm going to get me a trash can, bring it out here and put 2 bags of feed in it. And then the only thing we'll need is a bale of hay. So here we go. Angel, what you doing? You find something? What'd you find? I've got my feed stashed in a brooder over here. Keep the mice out of it. Well, here's us a scoop and a feed bowl. Or another feed bowl. There's one out there already, but we'll take 2. So I've got to think of me a name that I'm going to start calling this barn here. Because it ain't going to be the cattle barn anymore. Maybe Pig Palace. That's kind of obvious though. Hog Heaven. That's kind of obvious too. I don't know. We'll think of something. Y'all let me know. Give me some ideas on what we can call this new barn here. So I almost forgot to check the drinker. Let's look at it and see what we got. Well, it's not pouring out like it was. I have 1 drip. I wonder where that's coming from. And it's not even coming out of the spout. It's coming out. Aha, I see it. You see that? So that's a replacement end on that water hose. I'm gonna have to tighten that thing up or put another clamp on it. Usually 2 clamps will do it. I may need to do that. But I think we got our water problem figured out. So I've been reading some comments on some of the videos, and especially over on the Facebook side. We have had several people recently, and I guess because it's getting cold weather, ask us how we keep our hoses and lines. I hear cows. Anyway, people are asking us how we keep our hoses, water lines, and drinkers from freezing. And the short answer is we don't. Where we live here in the foothills of North Carolina, we've got a bit of a temperature inversion. So when it's cold up on the mountain and it's cold in town, it's not quite as cold here. So we don't really have a whole lot of trouble with lines freezing for very long. Now we'll have one freeze overnight, but it'll thaw back out during the day. So what we'll do, if it's going to be freezing, deep freeze, not just 32, if it's going to be below 30 degrees one night, we will come out and unplug all the drinkers. We put insulation in our standpipes down in the lower field to keep the plasma valves open, and we call it good. We'll come out the next morning, plug everything back in, and we're rolling. If it's going to be sub-freezing temperatures for more than 24 hours to 48 hours, we'll put a siphon on the cow's drinker, and we'll probably put one on the pig's drinker also to just have a slow drip to keep the lines running. With the chickens, we have several of those 5-gallon portable drinkers, and we will manually water them every day if it's going to be sub-freezing for very long at all. So that's what we do. We don't worry about it too much. Hold it. Oh, I can't quite get it. Just about. Oh, it's amazing what another person can do.
Roll it down yonder.
Yeah.
Spin it around here.
Got your knife on you?
Pants on him.
Well, there's her hay. I need to bring a clamp down here and put another clamp on my water hose. I think that is the last thing before piglets to do. So there we are. We've got our training pen ready, got our water ready, got feed, got hay. I think we're pretty much ready to go. We're getting 2 gilts, which are female piglets, and they are a cross between a registered Duroc and a registered Berkshire. So I'm expecting good things from them, and these are going to be breeding hogs for us. So this is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, 2025, and hopefully we will be AIing these females around the 1st of November of 2026. We don't do fall piglets around here. They would be old enough in June of 26 to breed, but we won't do that. We don't do fall piglets, but we're expecting big things, hoping for big things, and excited to be getting some new animals on the farm, getting back into piglets. So I think that's going to do it for today's video. Sophie is standing here anxiously waiting to go in the house. So like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families, and we'll see y'all on the next video.